AMG stand, guys. AMG is an independent part of Mercedes-Benz, and they've gone from strength to strength. The car that I wanted to show you today is the AMG GTR Roadster, which you can see right now. Okay, let's go over and have a look at the new car. Now this is new to the lineup, and it's the first time they've obviously done the Roadster in the GTC before, which is the GTS Roadster. But the first time they've done the GTR, and I think it's just fantastic. I just love the look of the car in convertible form. So they're going to make 750 models, so it's limited in numbers, which I think is quite nice actually. Quite nice because you won't come across too many of these. Now, as you can see, this one's in blue magno, which is effectively a matte blue metallic, and it's actually a stunning colour. I mean, I really like that, and combined with macchiato beige interior. Now, I have to say, from my perspective, the beige is probably a bit light for everyday use, but still, it provides a beautiful contrast with the blue magno. So I think the lines of this car in Roadster form are stunning. I think we should probably get in. The thing about the GTR that's been introduced really with the new GTR and GTR Pro, which is sort of the circuit focus GTR, is the new interior. So we've got a much wider screen here for your infotainment and general controls, and a new screen in front of the driver. And one of the things I thought with the GTR and the GTR in the past is I thought it's a little old-fashioned inside, but still a very big console, so the fundamental design of the inside is very similar to the original. I just think it's just a little bit brought up to date, a little bit more modern, and I like the new design. So this was originally came from the new AMG GT 4-door 63 and 63S. Now, as you can see, the buttons here look like the haptic. Oh, no, they're not. They're actually push buttons. Surprises me. I think I just put the transmission in manual and set the dampers to the hardest setting. I prefer that. So presumably when they next drive it, they'll put it back to normal. It's nice. I mean, I like the seats. I know you can probably specify the bucket. Personally, I think these grip you in all the right places, and for me it's important to be able to use it on long distances if I was buying this. But this is the first GT I would actually consider buying myself. Fantastic steering wheel, slight reservation about all this stuff, but if you think about it, although this has a track focus, it's going to be the GTR Pro and the GTR Coupe that's going to be really for the track, not the Roadster. And in my opinion, on a car you're likely to daily quite a lot, it's nice to have the controls here. One of the big differences is before you used to have the traction 9-stage traction control setting, which used to be underneath the vent tiles here. So you could just set it to where you wanted it, which allowed a certain amount of slippage at the rear. Now it's all set up on the steering wheel itself here. That allows you to, as soon as you do that, you go into Dynamic Select, and it's within Dynamic Select that you actually be able to set still 9 different stages, but it allows you to select where you're going. Okay, it's faffing, it's not allowing us to do too much. Nice Alcantara covered steering wheel. Paddles at the back. Paddles probably could be bigger, if truth be known. Remind me a little bit of our Golf R's paddles, they're so small. At least you can see these above the centre part. But you know, unlike the McLaren and Ferrari paddles, which are like this, perhaps not quite as nice as that. But again, it's more about the the uses this car is likely to be put to. So engine start stop is here. If I do that, presumably, no, I think I've managed to switch it all off, probably because the doors are open. Now again, now what's happened, it is slightly awkward having gear selection back here. Yeah, and I suppose this is the touch screen here, so that probably needs to be ahead of you. And you can of course lean your hand on the actual gear lever. And once you started the car, I suppose, you're actually going to be in drive, and all the other controls will either be automatic or they'll be from the controls on the steering wheel, the paddles. Good glove box, good centre armrest storage, and again, which I'm really pleased to report that Mercedes have gone back to really quality materials. I know this is quite an expensive car, but still, it's just beautifully put together. Okay guys, let's have a look around the rest of the car, starting with the rear. I do think this is a good looking car actually. Of course we've got a pretty impressive spoiler, which I'll come back to. You've got a good diffuser underneath the bumper, and you can see the exhaust on either side. There's one on the side and the two in the middle and one on the other side. So it's a pretty aggressive rear end of a car. I just like the looks. I think it's very distinctive, and I imagine that the sound you'll get coming into the cabin is going to be absolutely tremendous. Really impressed with it. I think I'd probably have the spoiler in carbon fibre rather than piano black, which we've got here. But I really do like that because it makes the car quite distinctive, because none of the other AMG GT range has the rear spoiler. I wonder if these are adjustable. Yeah, they are actually. These can obviously be, you can actually adjust the wing based upon whether you're using this on the road or on the track. Whether that would make a big difference to this particular car, I don't know. I think it has all the aerodynamics of the coupe, but they cannot be quite so effective with a soft roof. I wouldn't have imagined. Now, the performance figures for the GTR Roadster are exactly the same as the GTR Coupe. I think it looks lovely. We're talking about 577 bhp from the V8 bi-turbo engine, 4-litre V8 bi-turbo. I think the colour scheme, they've got the colour scheme absolutely right, with the blue Magno and the black, the Mercedes black centre wheels. Oh, it's just stunning looking. Possibly the best looking car from the GTS range, I would say myself. I like the louvres in the bonnet as well. I was never overly enamoured with the GTS, and we had one for test at one point, but I think this is really the first car from the GT range that I would actually have myself, because I think this could be run as a daily. Anyway, all mod cons inside this car. So you can see integrated into the seats we have the Mercedes air scarf, which pumps the hot air onto your neck and keeps you warm even with the roof down. Yeah, it's a very cohesive machine. I would really quite like one myself.